Welcome back, ladies and gents. Oh my God, we are here. We are episode 21 of The Lookout. My God, we're of age. We're all these dudes. We're doing all these different type of things. I am here. I am Meals. I'm here with the Platinum Chanel boy himself, Jeff. Jeff, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Man,
how are you since we last spoke, man?
Since we last
20
spoke,
was great, man.
Episode 20 was great. I was listening to it the other day. I don't know if it's narcissistic to listen to your own podcast, especially when you listen to so I record 3 podcasts this last week, so I've been listening to all 3. I don't know, whatever. Maybe, I don't know if it's narcissistic.
I don't think so. I don't think so, bro. I mean, do you like hearing yourself, Steve?
I do.
Yeah, I don't mind hearing myself either. So maybe
it
is.
It's weird. Oh my God. But we have a guest. We have a guest for the Lookout. We've had guests this season. Yeah. I'm very excited about this guest.
Guest.
Oh my God. He was very excited to talk about this. So I'm excited just for people to just generally just be excited to talk about Dragon Ball. But we have a guest. We have Pat. You may know him from RNC on the Late Fees podcast, but he is here. He is live and he is in charge. Pat, what's good, man?
What's going on, guys?
Oh my God.
I also like to hear myself talk. So
see, it's one of those things.
Oh my God, bro! Listen, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you reached out. I'm glad everyone's excited to talk about Dragon Ball Z because when we initially started this podcast, we were like, "Yo, it's kind of like a very niche audience." But then I remember it kind of like everyone has a history of Dragon Ball Z at some point in their lives in America.
It's true. I can't even. It's like shocking to me as an adult how many people have a past with Dragon Ball Z. Because even when I was in school, like everybody, it didn't seem like everybody watched it. But now it's like a thing. Like everybody
knows about it.
Yeah.
Listen, the kids, neighbor kids, like 6 years old, 7 years old, they still know about it, which is crazy to me because I'll be like watching it in my house and like maybe the neighbor kid will come over to play with my niece or something and they're like, "Are you watching Dragon Ball Z?" And I'm like, "How do you know about this show?"
My mom has some solid knowledge of it as well, to be honest with you.
No.
I mean, I think just from being around, it just being on and growing up.
It was such a big thing growing up. And Pat, I don't know, but how old are you?
I am 29, I think. Okay, 29, yeah.
All right, we're in the same. All right, today. So but we're all in the same age.
But yeah. How old are you guys?
28.
Yeah, 28.
Okay, yeah.
So we all in the same. So we all know the general, when do you remember when you first started watching or fell in love or just decided?
Oh yeah. It was like 4th, 5th grade, and I was obsessed. I'm like kind of an obsessive fan in everything, but I mean, this was I I still actually am a Pokemon fan.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I knew it.
Listen, Pat, you're just preaching right now.
Good. I'm glad.
You're with the right guys. I'm just telling you this right now.
This was like the thing after Pokemon. Like to an outsider looking in, I stopped being a Pokemon fan and became a Dragon Ball Z fan. Mm-hmm. But man, being a fan of this, primarily the show, especially at that point, it was punishing because they'd get 50 new episodes and then it would be over for question mark length of time.
Yes.
Which was, I mean, I didn't, I guess, looking back, really understand how TV seasons worked at that point anyway, but this was an especially shitty version of it.
Yeah, it was very painful. It was going through the process of okay, they're out of dubbed episodes. Now we have to wait 9 to
and we had to go to
months.
School. We had to go to school every day.
Yeah,
don't forget that.
It's crazy that you had to watch it because you had to talk about it at school, obviously. But how weird is it that it aired every day?
That is weird. That is 100% weird because now we're in the format now, and I don't know if you kept up with the latest episodes of Super.
Man, I have not. I've seen the first 10 probably, and I'm gonna at some point make it happen, but I just haven't made it happen yet.
Well, listen, first of all, you're gonna love it. Once you get past the first if you've seen the Battle of Gods movie and the Resurrection F movie, That's essentially the first 25 episodes.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, I
gonna do that again, guys.
I've seen the movies or I've seen at least one of them, but I was like, I still have to watch the episodes. I can't not.
Oh yeah.
The show. But that still tripped me up because I was like, God damn it, I've seen all this and this is so slow.
because the difference now and what then is like the movies before were not canon towards the show. Like there was maybe like one movie that was like mentioned actually in the show before, but now the movies are actually a part of the series, which is what makes this upcoming Broly movie like kind of exciting.
Yeah, way more exciting.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, so, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they're like basically retconning the other. I mean, they're not retconning because that's not in continuity, really, but this is the official Broly story now.
This is technically going to be the new Broly that we're going to know through Super.
There's space. They're like traveling. According to like the latest news of this movie, like we're going to see a lot more Planet Vegeta than we previously seen ever.
That's awesome. That is sick.
And we're gonna get a lot of backstory. Frieza's in the movie for some reason.
I saw that. The trailer is crazy.
It is. It's amazing.
It is. We're so excited for December, even though it doesn't come to the United States till January. But like, screw that. Who the hell cares?
Right. Obviously, I'm gonna see it in December.
We're finding some way to see it before Christmas.
Every time one of these comes out, I'm always like, there's always like especially in LA, there's always like one or two theaters that have like a screening for one day,
right?
And I'm always like, I gotta go to do this thing, and I never do. So maybe I'll do it this time.
You have to do it this time. Just be very aware.
Experience.
Just be very aware. You're gonna be in there with a bunch of other Dragon Ball
nerds. I know.
It's completely. Last time when I went to go see Resurrection F with Carlos, we went in the theater and there's like people with the blue hats on for like the saying blue,
yeah, it was
and like laughing at all the making Dragon Ball Z abridged jokes and like all this other stuff. Like there's this whole sort of work, but it was fun. It was fun. You're in a theater with people who generally appreciate the product.
Just there for that, yeah.
And you laugh at the same parts. You appreciate the same parts. Everyone is very, very cool with in terms of going to the movie. They've released a couple movies. I think they're releasing the Broly movie, the original one. It's going to be in theaters a limited time, sometime before the end of this month, and then they're releasing a couple more movies like sometime in November. But all of that is pretty fun. But this Broly movie is 100% going to be canon. I feel like it's a general reboot. Like I think they take from the story a little bit, but they pretty much change everything.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're definitely going off the old one still in theory. It's just they're gonna probably buff it up, shine it, and make it fit in this new universe.
It is insane. But listen, gosh, just the childhood of Dragon Ball Z. It used to come on every day. Now we get it once a week. But I implore you, definitely, Pat, watch the Super series.
No, I'm gonna. And not only was it on every day, it was on every day at 5:00. Like, think about that. You had nothing to do at 5:00 every single day.
Well, listen.
I had to watch.
Listen, all these I have a very hot take that
what?
Teenage pregnancies spiked up mainly because kids didn't have anything to watch at home after school.
I think so, man.
I feel like generally we were home after school nonstop. There was so much cartoons then. There's Dragon Ball and
grown up
Jackie
in the
Chan
90s.
Adventures and all this other stuff.
Oh my god. There was a time, and I like it more now than I did then actually, but there was a time when it was Dragon Ball Z back to back with Gundam Wing.
Yes.
And from a critical standpoint, that was a 1-2 punch.
It was.
That's legendary.
It sold my afternoon.
Yeah.
It was over.
And then they didn't show the Dragon Ball Z version, but they showed the uncut Gundam during Midnight Run for a little while. That was crazy.
I mean, I don't know how much they've actually. I don't know if they've actually shown uncut versions of Dragon Ball on TV. Well, actually, I might be lying. They might have.
I think they showed Tree of Might.
Yeah.
One time.
Right, and that was pretty much it. But since then, it's been crazy, man. Listen, childhood reminiscence.
Shout out Toonami, man. Toonami had the lineup for a while. They had some different things. Zoids was running through there, Sailor Moon, all that fun stuff.
It's fucking insane.
And then Toonami started to have content itself. like there was that time that was basically like the Blob was like on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, different movies. They had like short films, didn't they? They did, like,
No,
short
yeah.
movies.
I mean,
Yeah,
they still do that now. Believe it or not.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they still do it now. They brought Toonami back, so Toonami's like part of Adult Swim. So Saturdays at whatever time, you're getting pretty much your entire anime, lineup. You get Hunter x Hunter and like My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball Super, just sort of every.
No, they're doing well right now. I would say.
I would say they're doing well, and when they get to the Tournament of Power, which is the really anticipated thing in Dragon Ball Super, it's like the thing. I just
how has this stuff aired in Japan already?
Yeah, you can go finish the whole series.
I mean, is that not the most like classic aspect of being a Dragon Ball fan? Is that like spoilers aren't even a thing? Like you already know what happens.
You just live through it.
Listen, it was a worldwide event every time. Crunchyroll crashed multiple times. Yeah. Just from everyone around the world, and you didn't have to be in Japan because they have the subs on everything, but everyone around the world is watching it at the same time, and that's like the best part of being a Dragon Ball fan now, because you appreciate. I couldn't watch stuff, like I couldn't watch anything, like we had dial-up then, or like really shitty internet or whatever the thing. Like you're gonna queue up like 3 minutes of an episode on like Real Player or something like that. Before it's like you couldn't do that now, but now it's like incredible, man.
Yeah, I mean the best you could get back in the day. Sorry, we're kind of doing like a primer on.
No, I'm saying, man,
I feel like we kind of got to do this just real quick before we get into it. But like the best you could do here was the tapes,
right?
And that was still not great because you were only getting it like a couple months early if you got the tapes.
And I have a few.
I did too, man. And looking back, it's like a shameful marketing gimmick. Because you had to get that shit at Suncoast, so it was gonna be so expensive.
I have tapes, bro, that had 3 episodes on it.
Yeah, and that was like
this will do.
I had the Trunks saga on tapes because like that was at the time I think the only way you could get it. Like I don't think they were gonna show it for some reason, which is bizarre looking back.
The movie or the saga?
The saga. I don't know that it aired on TV during the first run. I think that went straight into the beginning of the Android saga.
Yeah, it didn't. They never showed the actual like. I think you're talking about the one with Gohan with one arm. No,
I'm talking about when he actually comes and fights Frieza and King Cold. Maybe I could be wrong.
No, they showed it on TV, but it took like a million years to get there.
Okay, then that was like my original like Trunks was my justification for getting the tapes the first time. But then I did it again for I don't know, like the first couple episodes, like when they fight when Vegeta goes Super Saiyan and fights 19.
Ooh.
And then I was like, okay, well, that was a good reason.
Listen, you've got gold.
I'm about to say, you still got those?
I don't know. They might be somewhere in my parents' house, but I don't know. But it was just like, I can't. That was a shitload of money at the time.
It was, bro.
Dude.
As a kid, that was like, I don't remember exactly how much it was, but it was anime videotapes from Suncoast, and if I bought any more of them, I think my mom was gonna kill me.
And you had to buy it's a lot.
I mean, like you said, 3 episodes,
right?
So, like there's like $5 an episode. That's insane.
I mean, they're still making a killing off those Blu-rays today.
Don't have any of them, but I'm definitely.
They're expensive.
I have to get the Samurai Jack Blu-ray. I have to get the Batman animated series one that's coming out in a couple months. I've got
money to spend, man.
I know. Were you guys now that you're listing the anime they're showing now, did you guys watch the Saturday night lineup of Adult Swim that was like when it wasn't the comedy, it was just the anime?
Oh yeah.
Like that was legendary too, like the Yu Yu Hakusho, like Inuyasha. Like I love that shit.
I love Yu Yu Hakusho. That started it kind of started my I mean, Hunter x Hunter is the reason I fell in love with it all, but yeah, Yu Yu is amazing. And then of course Dragon Ball Z is Dragon Ball Z.
It is, man. But listen, let's roll into the episode while we're here. But we first have to play. I don't know if you know this game, Pat, but we do this pretty much close to every episode. I thought
we weren't doing it anymore.
No, we didn't do it last episode. But
and then you said you would do it.
I'm Odie gonna do it. So here's what we're gonna do. We have last time on the lookout.
I got to do the last episode. I got to do next week.
You got to do next week. So we do last time on the lookout.
Pat, I hate this shit.
Last time on the lookout. It is between me and Jeff. We have to explain in 30 seconds what happened the last time that we talked about on the lookout.
Okay, yeah.
So you have 30 seconds to explain what happened on the last week's episode. It is my turn this week.
That's embarrassing.
Unless, I don't know if you want to try, you'll be the first to ever try. But,
the guest? Oh, yeah.
But it is an arduous task to take on because that means you would have to listen to the last episode. But listen.
I did listen to the last episode, but I don't think I can do this.
I'm about to say probably more. You'd have to watch it a few times.
Okay, all right. So Jeff,
it's on you, Mills. I got a timer. Yeah, I pulled it up on the iPhone 10, bro.
I don't have the rundown right in front of me. I'm looking at the episode 21 rundown, so I'm not. Don't ask if I'm cheating or anything like that.
Hold on, I got it right here. I just pulled up 20, so I got it up. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, begin.
Last time on the lookout, we talked about there was a part where Goku turned Super Saiyan 3, which was incredible. Like, it was incredible. There's like rock music and everything like that, and and then we learned about fusion. Fusion, and then we got to the Gotenks part, and then Gotenks we try to Buu killed Chi-Chi. Buu has to go in the hyperbolic time chamber after Gotenks. They fight in the hyperbolic time chamber. I think Gohan shows up at some point. Gohan is like a new Gohan with like black hair.
It's time, buddy.
Oh.
Hey,
that just goes to show you
embarrassing,
how insane this content is.
Listen, we talked about a lot. We talked about Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. We talked about Gohan. We talked about why Gohan is like. Once you see Super, you be like, the general reputation on Gohan is now that he's like literally a failure, which sucks.
Yeah, you're gonna love Super.
Which sucks.
I promise.
Does it nerf Gohan even worse?
Not necessarily.
Well, you know what?
I don't want to say that.
I will say it. Here's what I'll say.
Do you like Gohan better or less after Super?
So Gohan had some sort of prominence in each arc in Z, but he's not in every arc in Super.
Okay, that's weird.
So,
but when he is in Super,
he has moments.
You'll find things that you enjoy, but it's not the Gohan that.
It's not the same Gohan.
It's not Cell. You're never gonna see that Cell Saga, Cell Games Gohan.
I mean, you see him kind of.
Such a shame. What happened?
Kind of. I mean,
like the Great Saiyaman thing is like such a weird turn. Like the series probably peaks with the Cell thing to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think to everybody, or the consensus is that, and then
I would say
turn around and make him look like a weirdo, like a total just weird guy. And then it's kind of nice for Gohan that they are retconning GT because he looks even worse in that.
Well, listen. So with GT, here's the thing about GT. Well, actually, I think they are retconning GT because
doesn't it just not count now?
Yeah, GT is not. They don't want people to know about GT.
They don't want people to know about GT. There's been few mentioned. It's like a few like literal and Super. They're like poke at some things. Like they make a light mention of Oob and Super.
Okay,
Oob is going to be.
But Oob occurs in Z, so maybe it is.
Yeah, Oob is in Z. I just think that they there's gonna be some things that they're gonna keep there, and there's some things they may pick out here and there. But I think GT is dead.
GT is close to dead.
Kind of like because with Star Wars, like how there was all like the expanded universe Star Wars stuff, and then they were like, okay, now we're making the new Star Wars, and none of that stuff counts, but we will take the tiny pieces from it.
My least favorite part of GT is the soundtrack. Like the soundtrack to me is the worst. Like if you listen to GT's music compared to like Z and Super, it is the worst music.
GT, I can get through GT. I know it's kind of depressing and it's gritty, but like like I can get through it. But
the color palettes are weird. Like, God,
it has
the palettes are really weird.
It holds no weight though. I mean, they don't even for video game purposes. Like they don't ever go back to that stuff. That's how they don't care about it.
But listen, let's roll back into Z.
Yeah.
Because in terms of this episode 21, we got the last time we left off on the episode, we got to the part where Super Buu, one of the iterations of it, the one who absorbs Gohan, is about to destroy the world. And then Goku senses Vegeta off in the distance. And then boom, he transports to Vegeta and we get a Goku and Vegeta moment. And we are right back to where this entire thing started. It is almost as if this
is where they should have started. In
the 60 episodes in between did not happen at all.
What?
Oh my God!
How about that?
It's literally so all the development that we got with Gotenks, all the development that we got with Gohan, and it literally flies back to Vegeta and Goku.
How about that? Did you see that coming?
Would I have seen it coming as a child? No. As an adult, it makes complete sense.
Yeah, of course it does now. Like when we were kids, we were like, "Go Tanks, let's go!"
Yeah, and now it's kind of weird. But so we have Goku and Vegeta are meeting up in this high pressure situation, because Goku needs someone to fuse with immediately. Like he's so desperate, he almost tried to fuse with Mr. Satan. He was that desperate.
What a stupid idea!
So he's so desperate, and he's trying to talk to Vegeta, and Vegeta is like, "Get the hell out of my face now."
Oh, that's a good Vegeta voice, dude. You've been working. Sometimes you'll just pull out these voices that are just like spot on.
Listen, Vegeta is embarrassed, and not embarrassed that he blew himself up and the villain still lived, but the fact that
he's not the first person to fall victim to that on Dragon Ball Z.
Right?
That happens to the best of them.
He blew himself up. He blew himself up and didn't survive, but he's not mad about that. He's mad about he had a fight with Goku and he was winning, but Goku still had Super Saiyan 3 in his back pocket and never showed him. Yeah. So now he feels slighted as opposed to you had Super Saiyan 3 from me and you made me feel like I could win, but I never could have won ever. And that's so disgraceful to me as a Saiyan. And I'm just like, oh my God, we're actually doing this.
Calm down, man.
I suppose this canyon here will make a good cemetery for them both.
Come on, Vegeta! We don't have much time left. Please, you've got to help me just this once.
You want my help? You've got some nerve asking me to help you. You still don't think I know what you did to me? I have traveled to the other world. I know all about your technique, your Super Saiyan 3. You hid it from me during our battle. You allowed me to believe that I could beat you.
Yeah, that's part true. I do have the ability to become a Super Saiyan 3. But hey, I can only do it for a short time.
No, that's enough of your lies! Brideless, do you not realize my humiliation? Just stay away from me! I hope that you two are done fighting each other, because now it's my turn to have a little fun.
He's still got to get a little bit of the Vegeta thing in there, even though he's a good guy now.
It's the pride. It's the pride. He's like teetering on good guy, but also still an asshole. Like a guy with like a golden heart, kind of underneath all that like dark hole shit. But he still has that. But he's like
underneath it, like the genocide in a previous life.
All right. So, do you feel that Vegeta is justified in the way he feels about these things?
I mean, I guess yes, but they were still. They're not enemies at this point, though. No.
No, I mean they're kind of cordial.
So then I understand. Yeah, I understand Vegeta.
Goku's been dead for multiple years.
Like, if Goku's like, Or Vegeta's like, yo, we're both Saiyans. You know, we got some of the same blood. We're cousins. Like, you didn't let me know. Like, and he's embarrassed of the situation. He didn't kill Buu. I mean,
mind you, Vegeta's still dead, by the way. Throughout this, he's still dead. He's still dead. He's not actually back alive. He has been brought back to fight Buu because too many people are dying, and King Yema cannot handle all the paperwork with dealing all this other with like signing people in who are dead.
Right.
So it's like Vegeta's back, but in terms of justification, I feel like to Vegeta, I'm sure he feels justified, but I don't think the actions are justified when you're trying to put the ends to the means and all this other stuff. And you get this moment of like Goku literally talking Vegeta out of like, or talking him into fusing together.
Yeah.
They attempt to fight solo because Vegeta's just like, I am not fusing with you. Get out my way. I can win this on my own. And Vegeta, of course, can't because this guy is way too strong. And Goku's out there trying to fight and trying to think, but with one earring on, and he's trying to like, convince Vegeta to get it. And it comes to this moment where Goku has like this very, like, I don't know where he got on this role, but he was winging it and he was killing it because he was just like, listen, we can't, live by our old race. Our old race is dead. Like it no longer exists. And if we try to continue to live by these like old standards and these old birthrights, we're never going to move along as a race. And he's just like, and Vegeta's like, damn, that's tough. He's like, damn, Kakarot has a point for one. Like for some reason, he just has a point. And eventually, Vegeta's just like, just give me the earring as Buu's like flying towards them. I don't know how long it takes Buu to fly towards them, but enough to like be able to like grab an earring and try to like finagle it on or something. And, it happens. The second fusion of the series, the second fusion of this arc or something along those lines, it is Vegeto.
Why do I care?
Wake up! Majin Buu's eaten everyone we care about! Everyone is gone! Even Bulma! They've become part of Buu! They can't even die! I just thought the least we could do is put our old differences aside, just this once, and really work together. We owe that to our teammates, our families, Vegeta, our friends! Look, you've always talked about our Saiyan race, how we're the last of a mighty people. Well, it's time we accept we're starting a new race, one that can be just as strong, just as proud, but not if we're caught up in so much of our old birthrights to see what we have right in front of us. We've lost our old race, Vegeta! Let's not lose this one, too!
Kakarot? How do you know this fusion will be...
How do you guys
Vegito.
remember run it back to when this aired? Or at least when you initially heard Vegito?
Listen, guys. I'm pretty sure... I feel like I had a Gogeta toy before I saw Vegito. And I could be wrong.
I think the same thing was true for me also.
I want to tell you that because I remember having the toy and it just, I mean, it's a cool moment, man. Of course, it's Goku Vegeta fusing.
I feel fan servicey. That's how I felt about it.
Yeah,
now,
I mean,
today at least.
It's a cool thing, dude. I mean, I still like it. It's not like my favorite thing, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I like Gotenks as a character better, but this is cool.
The vest is way more badass.
The vest is so badass. That's why I'm pretty sure I saw Gogeta first because I remember having the black orange vest. It's just a better fusion.
So sick.
It is. I'm going to side with you. I probably remember Gogeta first, even though belongs to a movie that I've seen like maybe once, and I didn't see it when I was a kid. I saw it like in my 20s or some point like that.
Right.
But I do remember seeing Vegito for the first time. You know what, Pat? What do you think about Vegito, just initially?
Not as cool as Gogeta.
That was his initial thought.
It was
not
just
as
like,
cool as Gogeta.
well, it was weird, I guess, because, you know, like what you were saying earlier about how like we kind of knew all the shit that was going to happen before any of it happened, but then to realize that like Vegito is like way more in continuity and important than Gogeta is, even though Gogeta to me was always like way cooler. I was like, well, this is kind of weird. But I agree now, like as an adult, I'm like this is weirdly fan servicey. Like it's and then they undermine it later because Vegito like is not really as important as they make it seem.
Right. It's really weird. It's really weird.
Listen, so when you get to Super, this isn't the first time you see Vegito, and it's not the last time you see Vegito. I'll say that.
But you'll enjoy his moment in Super too, though.
But
probably more. You think he'll enjoy Vegito more in Super?
So I think he probably will.
I think he will. Yeah, I think
in Super there are more stakes on the line. With Vegito, we get to Vegito. We see just in terms of just like his appearance, it is clearly a birth child of Goku and Vegeta together.
Yeah,
it is. He's got Vegeta's hair, but also kind of Goku's hair. He's got like Goku's clothes, but he has like Vegeta's gloves and boots and all this other stuff. It's just like he's got both of their voices.
You know, you guys, I think it was the outfit. I think if they'd just given him a different outfit,
I didn't like the outfit either.
So much more.
I'm not a fan of that fit.
If they just switched together Goku's thing and then like added some, I don't know. To me, all of this seemed kind of rushed. It seemed like they didn't necessarily have an idea for it or maybe it was just initially like an idea and they're just spitballing it at the show because none of these things stick at all. Vegito, like Gotenks, like Gohan, this doesn't stick either. It doesn't become just the reason why anything sort of happens or anything sort of goes. It's just like Vegito kind of just happens and it's this moment in the Buu Saga.
It's just like kind of like you're saying, like another in like this long lineup of just like delaying any actual plot. I mean, like obviously, like the Cell Saga is more complicated than the Frieza Saga, which is, you know, more or less totally straightforward. But like the Cell Saga is great because it brings back some of the Red Ribbon stuff, and it's like, oh, they were building towards something like really crazy here. Like this guy is here from like the future, like when they discover the second time machine, all that stuff is crazy. And it like all eventually it feels like a mystery. And here it's just a bunch of stuff in a row that doesn't amount to anything. And then this happens. And
seems like cool ideas on paper because when you think of like a fusion between Goten and Trunks, oh my god, yes. And they turn Super Saiyan 3. Oh, crap.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, and then you see
he's a kid? Oh my god.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. As a kid, I wasn't thinking Vegeta and Goku were going to be the one to save us. I'm thinking, oh man, Trunks and Goten just fused and they got Super Saiyan 3. We can, you know, and of course, like you said, it just, all right, back to the two dead guys.
Right. And then, you know, you see Gohan, that happens, and you're like, oh my god, Gohan, he's this new form. He's like, this is what we've been waiting for 20 episodes. And then he's immediately undermined, like immediately. Like not even like, I don't even think it lasted 3 episodes. And then the same thing sort of happens with Vegito. So we get this Vegito and Majin Buu fight. And to me, this isn't as interesting as we would probably hope it'd be, just because there doesn't seem to be any urgency or stakes on the line in this fight, because Vegito knows that he's clearly stronger than Majin Buu, but Majin Buu doesn't really have a fight in to say, but they still managed to drag this out for like a good 7 episodes. Like
that's what they do best, man.
7 or 8 episodes.
I was gonna say, it sounds like the show.
They doing it, man.
It's like the show we love.
It's like at some point Majin Buu tries to destroy the Earth, and then Vegito literally kicks it like a soccer ball out of the way. At some point, you know, Vegito in his regular black-haired form is stronger than Majin Buu, but then he turns Super Saiyan and still doesn't like necessarily defeat him.
Power levels, man. Power levels.
They get to a point where Majin Buu attempts to go inside of Vegito to like make him explode or something, but like Vegito traps him in like one of his limbs and like punches his limbs, and it manages to get like Majin, like it's a whole lot of shit going on. A whole lot of stupid shit going on. Majin Buu turns Vegito into a candy. I will never forget this as long as I live. He turns him into a chocolate ball of candy, and the ball starts whooping Majin Buu's ass completely for like 2 episodes.
That was your favorite? Was that your favorite part of this whole experience?
No, it wasn't. Quite honestly. You know what? As a kid, I think even as a kid, I thought this is weird. This is like,
and that took a lot, right?
This is like, he's a candy. This is interesting that he's a candy and he still retained his form, because everyone else who turns into candy is just candy and then they get eaten. But he's some guy who he like knocks out Boo's teeth and like, you know, starts hitting him and all this other stuff, and eventually he reverts back into Vegito. All this Vegito stuff is very, very weird.
And it's just the beginning.
Yeah. All this Vegito stuff is very, very weird. And it's still, at this point, he's incredibly stronger than this iteration of, you know, Majin Buu or Super Buu, or wherever you want to call him. And he still has not beaten him yet, which is, you know, we learn after some time, apparently this was the idea. And we'll get to it as pretty much in the next segment, quite honestly. Buu supposedly catches Vegito off guard and absorbs him, similar to how he did Gohan and, you know, Piccolo and, you know, Gotenks. And he becomes part of his being, but Buu never gets the power boost, which I thought he would find weird, but he doesn't. He doesn't get the power boost or anything at all. He just gets the thrill of defeating Vegito. And we learn that Vegito goes inside. He has a barrier around him and allowed himself to be absorbed in order to save Gohan, Gotenks, and Piccolo.
This is like this is a lot, man.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, man.
It is. So he essentially toyed around with Majin Buu in a sense. So it would reach a point where he got absorbed so he could go in to save his friends. That's what we're getting from this, even though it took like 7 episodes to do. And it just seemed this entire fight, I think just they wasted a very cool moment at the expense of like it building up to nothing. Like,
it's just, yeah, a lot of it just seemed like, all right, let's add some twists and turns in here and see how people like it.
So now we're at the fun part of this thing. The fun part where they're inside of Majin Buu and the plot completely takes a turn. Like it's what the hell are we doing? And then we were talking about that earlier, Pat, about like how this is just like what?
Yeah, this is like, I mean, it's hard. It would be hard to say that Dragon Ball Z jumped the shark, you know, just because of its the previous content on the show. But like this is almost when like it feels like one of the movies almost or something, just because of how like weird and not like the rest of the show it feels like.
So
they're like wandering around inside this guy. Like it's like that was not getting absorbed by Buu. I was not expecting it to like be a physical place you could go hang out.
Right.
I don't know.
And then it quite honestly should be a stage in one of the games. I don't know if they've ever done that.
I mean, I don't know if they have, but you would think they would.
Like inside of Buu. So here's the thing. Here's what I always, you know, compare this to, and it's the wildest comparison you'll ever hear. Maybe, or one of the wildest. So there was an episode of the Rugrats where
I like it.
I'm saying, where are you going with this?
So Chucky eats a watermelon seed.
Oh, hell
I know exactly which episode you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Mills, this is a classic.
And they tell him that a watermelon is going to grow inside of him. So they all shrink down and go inside. It's one of those episodes, which to me is just like, who wrote this?
A genius.
Who wrote this? Well, you know what?
I do not eat watermelon seeds still. I will not eat one.
Everything for you.
Oh my God. So don't get me wrong. That that makes complete sense from the imagination of a kid show, because it's like, oh my god, yeah, of course, you go inside, you learn about anatomy. For this action cartoon where there's so much on the line, where anime where there's so much on the line and people are dying and all this other stuff, for them to shrink and go into their bodies, they split apart, and it's like this buddy cop, like, thing where it's like there's so much stuff that they go through in this person's body. Like, it's so weird. They're fighting, getting digested. Goku turns really stupid in this part, which is, I don't know if this.
He's always pretty dumb now.
But I don't know if this is like filler, but it's in a sense, it's just like Vegeta's like the straight man and Goku's like the comedy.
That is exactly what it's like.
It is like Vegeta's like Ice Cube and like Goku's Kevin Hart or something.
Chill out, man.
And it's because Goku at some point he's like swimming through the body and he's like, something smells like it's cooking. And he's like, you're being digested, you idiot. And it's just like, oh my god. I was just like, oh my god.
I can't believe they did that.
We are really doing this.
It's like, how can there be filler at this point?
Because they have no idea where they're gonna go with it.
Yeah. They're cranking out one of these things a day.
It is. We get what does it say? There's a line where it's like, it's potty time, and Goku's like, party time, some party, and it's just like, oh my god, they say potty time, not party time. And let's see, they fight worms. There's giant worms inside of Buu, which makes sense because he eats disgusting. There are worms 100% living inside of him, and they're talking worms too. And the worms try to kill Vegeta and Goku. And then the Papa Worm comes in and says, like, reprimands his kids and just like, yeah, totally, like, da-da-da.
I didn't need any of
like
this.
A video game.
Yeah, like, man, how much more did it? I don't understand why they think we needed that.
Goku gets attacked by antibodies.
Now that I'm here for,
because he is a foreign substance in the body, and they will not allow him.
They went into anatomy on us big time.
Vegeta at some point, they're riding pieces of candy towards his like the area where it's like Vegeta is like, oh my god, great galaxies! If I know my anatomy, we're about to get oh my god, we're about to get like digested, or like we're about to go out the wrong end or something along those lines. And just what a series of episodes.
Yes, magic school bus stuff.
Not my favorite content in all of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, man.
Well, now we know where that disgusting smell is coming from. Look at this place. Doesn't he eat anything but sweets? Oh, he's worse than a child. This is revolting. Oh, not a single bit of meat at all.
Oh, wow. What's that smoke?
Huh? Idiot! You're being digested! That smoke is coming from your roasting carcass, you moron!
Uh-oh. You hear that?
Great galaxy! If I know my anatomy, that leads straight for the southern exit!
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. I feel like the idea of this just section of it, because I feel like most fans, including myself, will not, we are like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Because now the only people left on the outside are Satan and Dende, and Majin Buu, and it's like, how do we what are they going to figure out? Which I would love to see Majin Buu and Hercule trying to figure out how the hell they're going to get off the planet or destroy Majin Buu or however. I think this part was supposed to be the bonding of Vegeta and Goku, but without trying to do that, without making it so much about the action fighting and the pride of being a Super Saiyan. Like, they try to like smooth them together so to show people how they work together, because what they have planned up next is going to be a real test of them working together and trying to understand this relationship between Vegeta and Goku.
I mean, they've been building that, I think slowly and surely, even getting to, how Super is, of course, and their relationship as Saiyans and fighters. They find a common interest in fighting always. So they're just, I mean, it's just a nice start you up to see what's about to happen.
I like it as like somewhat of a payoff to their roller coaster bromance, but I just wish it didn't happen inside of Buu. Like it's just, it could have been way cooler. It could have been. I don't know. How,
I'm literally wondering, like, because I know sometimes Toriyama will be like, "Hey, we need to make some funny parts of this show. Like, this show is way too serious," which I agree. I mean, to me, when you eventually watch Super, they find a great balance of comedy and seriousness, and the comedy and the seriousness never actually like intersect. There's the serious arc where people are dying and they have to figure out how to stop people from dying or wish people back or something. And then you have your filler part where they're playing a baseball game or learning to drive or all this other stuff. And it never really comes together. But with this one, I don't know, because the real issue is that this arc has already gone incredibly long.
I mean, too long.
It's gone long.
Way too long.
It is. We've already had Vegito, and Vegito's already gone. We've already had Gohan, Gotenks, and they're already gone. Now we're inside of this body, and it's like, where is this arc going, and when is it leading towards the end? Even though as a kid, you could literally just look it up on the internet and find out. But, this is some, I don't know, man. This is some next. So they eventually get tipped off by the worms. Shout out to the worms.
Worms snitched
of where the bodies of Goku, Goten, Trunks, and Piccolo are. But on their way there, they get, they fight. They show up and they get ambushed by clones.
Of course.
Clones of Gohan, clones of Piccolo, clones of Gotenks, and this, like, I guess it's like a precursors of fighters or something along those lines of that entire clone thing. But it's so now they have a battle with clones inside of Buu. Buu has somehow made these clones, and they're fighting Goku and Vegeta to, make sure they kill them inside of his body or something along those lines. Which is just
really weird stuff.
Oh my God, where are we going with this? Do you remember how they defeat the clones? Just a quick reminder of how they defeat the clones. It's the stupidest thing ever.
What they do?
So they never actually defeat the clones. The clones are way too strong for them. But the clones are machinations created by the mind of Majin Buu. So he's thinking about those. So eventually Majin Buu gets to a bakery, and now he's thinking about food. So then the clones turn into food, and that's how they defeat the clones.
What the fuck is going on?
This is like, that it's not, that it's too long, because it's like, from the outside, it's like, oh, there's Fat Buu, Skinny Buu / Tall Buu, and Kid Buu. But it's not just that. There's like 6 different versions of Tall Buu based on like the 17 people he absorbs, all of whom were supposed to be like the person who had the secret to defeating him. Mm-hmm. And you like, even now I'm like reading it like, okay, so he's gray at some point, kind of like he's not really so pink.
That was a terrible version.
Like, it's like how much more of this can there be? And then like the clone thing happens, and it's like just more delaying.
It is the weirdest clonest. I don't know if has there any been, just from a late fees aspect, has there ever been a movie that went off the rails like this show has gone off the rails?
I don't know. I can't think of like a direct correlation. I mean, I'm sure I could if I had a little more time, but this is like everybody says like the third in a trilogy is always the worst one. And I do think like Frieza and Cell are kind of like, Cell is kind of like Empire Strikes Back. Like it is as good as Frieza, maybe better.
Maybe better, right.
And, you could pick either one, and they're both great. And then this one happens, This isn't to say that Return of the Jedi is a shitty movie, because it's not. But this is like, this is just like, oh, part 3. Okay, it's like a classic, third entry in a trilogy, where it just goes on. It's like, oh, you know what it is like? It's like the third Godfather movie.
You just have to take it for what it is, because it's happening, and it's part of the culture.
Yeah, exactly.
We get to so they eventually find the absorbed bodies of Gohan and Goten and Trunks and all this other stuff, and they're in like these like pods, and they're just like hanging there. And then at some point they free Piccolo, Goten, Trunks, and Gohan, and the strongest Buu reverts back to his original Super Buu form. So he's back to where he was, without any anybody inside of him absorbed, except I guess Majin Buu.
Right.
And Majin, he then realizes there's some shit going down inside of me. Like there's like something going down. So he goes inside of himself.
Oh, that's what she said.
He goes inside of himself to fight Goku and Vegeta at that point. And they can't win because obviously he's like I don't know, he's like even more slimy than before. Like he's even more Ivan Uzi than before. And he's just like, he's going through, and he's just like, they're trying to fight him, and I think at some point Majin Buu almost kills Goku, and Vegeta finds the Fat Buu, or Majin Buu, or however you want to call him, and says, "Listen, I know if I take this out of you, you're done for. You're done." And he's like, "No, don't do it. No, don't do it." And Vegeta cuts it anyway, because he's fucking Vegeta and whatever. He's an asshole. And so they free the Majin Buu, which kind of it's very weird in terms of how this happens, because the transformation that occurs afterwards is it is an interesting part of this. But they free Fat Buu. Fat Buu comes out, or the Good Buu, or Majin Buu, or however you want to call him. Literally, there's like 18 million names for him. And they're trying to escape. And they're escaping, and they have to like go out of a tunnel out of his head, and they eventually get free, and everyone's free, everyone's out, everyone's amazing and doing their thing. They don't actually take Fat Buu with them because I guess they hate him.
They just left his ass.
but they take the other 3 boys, and they take them, and they're like, oh, they're breathing, they're great, oh my god. Like, and we see the transformation of Buu. One more transformation.
One more.
There's been a million transformations in the series. There's 2 forms. It's like 4 transformations, but we're finally going to see the last one. And to me, this doesn't make any sense, but none of the stuff I've been talking about for the last 20 minutes has. So why would I start here? They free the 3 boys, and instead of him returning, and then they take off the Fat Buu, and instead of him returning to the gray form,
my favorite form,
he gets stronger?
Look, man, Kid Buu is a strange being to understand, okay?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's just another, it's like, I don't know.
You can't even explain it.
So here's the thing. I did a little bit of research before.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, Mills was on his Dragon Ball Pedia.
Because there's no way I can be the only one who, like, this shit is weird. How did he become? They literally say in the series, it's like he's becoming stronger as like he's like beefing up, and then he like shrinks down. Apparently, there's a major debate, as is between all Dragon Ball debates are who's stronger than who. It's going to be that way until the end of time. That's why they kind of got rid of power levels, and especially in Super, there's no even talk of power levels or who's stronger. It's literally all like a reference point between Goku and where you stand between Goku.
Bring back Scouters.
Maybe Scouters will show up in the Broly movie. I don't know.
Sure we'll see some. I think they got Broly's dad wearing one. Yeah,
it has to be, but. So the major debate among fans is which is the strongest Buu, because in the anime it says Kid Buu is the strongest, but literally no one believes that, because it's like, how could you absorb Gohan, Piccolo, Gotenks, and that Buu not be the strongest.
No, I mean, I definitely.
And then he's beaten by just Goku.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
It's a lot. It's a lot to actually take in. And there's a huge debate upon it, because then you're looking at the manga and you're talking about wording and you're talking about like what's wording between the manga. The major debate is most hardcore fans believe that Super Buu, the form that destroys the entire world, is the strongest non-fused being in the Dragon Ball universe. Go figure. And they believe that the Gohan one is the actual strongest, and they're trying to figure out how Kid Buu. Nonetheless, this transformation happens. He blows up and then he shrinks to very, very small.
Hey, there is one more transformation, by the way.
Talk about it. Wait, there is?
After this is all over, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Technically. Look at all that stuff. They give us so much.
The reincarnation. Look at that. Look at Dragon Ball putting religion and ideals. You know what? It makes sense. Whatever.
Yeah.
So he transforms down into smaller Kid Buu, and we get this Kid Buu that's just like sitting there laughing maniacally or smarming maniacally. What do you guys think of Kid Buu? Just off.
I absolutely love Kid Buu. I've always loved Kid Buu. I mean, visually, it's like the perfect. It's just the best form.
Easily, I agree.
Like I don't know what it is. It's like you know when you see like perfect like Cell, his first form is like it's just like ugly, and then form 2 is just his voice gets crazy and it's even uglier, and like 3 is like, damn, he's attractive. It's a good looking guy. You know what I'm saying? Good looking guy, perfect Cell, and that's kind of like Kid Buu is just a really cool looking. It's just a perfect version.
Yeah, I think especially they're like selling that he's like this like ancient demon or whatever they're saying he is,
right.
that looks the most like that.
Yeah, so he's apparently the original Supreme Kai or Kabito Kai at this point. I don't know. He says, "Oh my God, this is the version of Buu that like kills like all the other Kais. This is the Buu, and actually, this is the most purest form of Buu. This is like pure, concentrated, evil Majin Buu that there is, and that's kind of like the difference between this form and the other forms. The other forms, he kind of has absorbed somebody." And he gains some of their personality traits with that. We see that with like Piccolo, when he absorbs Piccolo and he can speak like full sentences or something like that. We see that when he absorbs that, the big Supreme Kai, and he becomes like jolly and things like that. So this one is without any sort of influence of anybody else. He's just pure evil. He's maniacal. He's crazy. He's the most dangerous Buu. If he's not strongest, he's 100% the most dangerous one.
Yeah, he's more reckless than any other.
Period.
Yeah.
Vegeta and Goku escape. Supreme Kai, yeah, he's talking about how, all the other Kais were destroyed by this one, and Kid Buu wastes no time. And let's say there's one thing that separates Kid Buu literally from the rest of the non-GT. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know if GT. Well, let's move back into this. Kid Buu is
GT,
literally,
man, it's a rabbit hole, bro.
Kid Buu is the only villain who successfully destroys the Earth.
Properly, absolutely.
Uh-oh. Wow, that's loud!
Will someone shut him up?
He's mad! That blast had enough power to destroy the entire planet! Nice shot, man.
What a fool! Does he want to die too?
He was probably planning on getting blown to bits and then reforming again.
Hey, Buu! It's your business if you want to blow up the planet, but fight us first, you little coward! Gifted speaker.
No, that can't be meant for us. That's way too much energy. It's enough to blow up the planet 10 times. Vegeta, we can't stop that.
Whoa. Listen, bring your earrings to Goku and Vegeta immediately. Huh? Yes, I see. You got it.
Why are you doing this? There'll be nothing left at all! Please, Buu! The boys! Piccolo! Vegeta, we'll grab the boys and use instant transmission.
Yes!
Grab hold! It's no good! I can't concentrate! Vegeta, are you on?
Go!
Because he didn't waste no time.
You didn't waste. He pretty much said
He's not with all the dramatics, man. He's like, yo, I'm about to do this. So
I did one thing and one thing only.
he hates everything about this. He hates that he has to get to this point. He sets up probably the largest energy ball, and Goku and Vegeta are legitimately scared. They're like, that is enough to destroy the Earth 10 times over. We need to get out of here. So they're like flying, and Vegeto's just Vegeta. Why I keep saying Vegeto? Fuck. Vegeta's like, grab the boys, and Goku looks over, and he sees a man with his dog and his green friend, and he grabs them instead. And the blast is moving so fast behind them that they're unable to, and Goku's unable to use instant transmission just because his mind is
yeah, he can't use it this time.
He can. Well, he says he can't use it just because like he can't focus because I guess his kids are about to die.
He cares now about his kids.
Figure it out, man. Figure it out.
Oh my god! And Vegeta's just flying behind him, and Supreme Kabuto Kai shows up. And they grab onto him and they teleport back to the world with the Kais. And Vegeta's pissed. Would you be pissed?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, probably, dude.
Vegeta's pissed because literally instead of saving his son, instead of saving about 4 of the strongest people on Earth that could probably help them defeat Majin Buu, he grabs Dende, he grabs Mr. Satan, and he grabs the dog. And Vegeta's just like, how could you watch your own son die and save these idiots?
You know why?
I don't know. Goku felt sorry for them. He was like, listen, at least I don't know.
Goku he's just, I mean, he's a good person because of the things that he's done for his, the universe, or the world. But when it comes to just like decision making towards his loved ones, man, it's just he makes weird decisions, man.
Consistently very poor in that part.
Just, I don't know why. Man, he always does he did some weird stuff at the end of GT too. I'm sure you guys know.
Well, oh God, we got to talk about GT one day.
We really do one day, because that stuff is crazy.
Oh my God.
I am actually kind of a Mr. Satan apologist. I think he's pretty funny, even though he's like
we've talked about
character
this. Yeah,
ever.
we talked about this. Mills has said it as well. He's like, Hercule's not a bad character.
I thought he was, to be honest with you, I thought he was always funny.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a bad
but
character.
I understand, as like a kid, you would be like this asshole.
Yeah, no, he was definitely annoying when I was younger.
Oh my God. But, little did we know that he'd be the one. Goku saving him essentially saves all of humanity somewhat, kind of. My favorite part is, well, besides the Earth being destroyed, because I was just like, yo, that finally happened.
Needed it.
It's, let's see, I'm trying to find the episode. There's literally an episode where it's, End of Earth. That's my favorite part. The title of the episode was The End of Earth, and it was just like, oh wow, we're really spoiling shit in the episode title.
Usually that episode will be called End of Earth, and then Earth would be blown up like 7 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
Kid Buu is just like, apparently now he's like going around destroying every planet possible, and like,
how is that?
He's just transporting every planet and just destroying it, and he eventually finds the world of the Kais. And
what a real ass villain, man.
And he finds the world of the Kais, and like Krillin and Yamcha, who are dead, try to fight him. That goes as well as you probably think Kid Buu and Yamcha go.
Props to them for trying to like keep these old characters relevant in the show, but I mean, after the Frieza saga, I mean, even Krillin becomes like totally irrelevant in terms of power. And like when like Tien and Yamcha and these guys are showing up, it's like, what?
Hey,
so
man, what? When Pat watches Super, you're gonna see some things that's gonna make you. You're gonna be like, what just happened?
I'll say this. I'll say this, Pat. They halfway, besides Yamcha will never get redeemed ever again.
Krillin has been fixed as far as I'm concerned.
Yamcha,
that's great news.
Yeah, Yamcha is forever like the butt of a joke.
Yeah.
And they've realized that and they've embraced that. So Yamcha is clearly like the butt of a joke. But they've gone out of their way in one of the arcs in Super to sort of make the other characters who aren't Saiyans into something.
Yes.
That's great news.
And it's nice. It's done well too. Like, it's not like corny.
It's done really, really well. I suggest you watch Super. And then we'll have you back on and we'll talk about it. I think we can.
This is getting me really excited.
So he goes around and he tries to destroy, Piccolo and Krillin and Yamcha and Goku's looking on like, damn, they're already dead. They're dead already. Like, their bodies can't take this. It's that one Simpsons quote where he's like, he's already dead. Like, oh my God. But they decide to call him over to where they're at by raising their power levels. And then we get to the fight. And there's an episode real after it. It says True Saiyans Fight Alone. Where Vegeta and Goku, they're offered once more again. He's like, listen, we got the earrings. You throw on them earrings, bada bing, bada boom, we're out of here.
Yeah.
And they say, nah. No. As a Saiyan, this reneges everything that Goku said at the beginning of this episode, where he's just like, "We can't hold on to our past. We got to be able to do faster. We got to be able to do better."
I know. It's crazy, dude.
Because Goku essentially says like, "Nah, like true warriors, like real ones like us, we fight alone. So I'm gonna fight him alone, and Vegeta's gonna fight him alone." And Vegeta's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you said that. Like, you're my brother forever. I love you."
They did get off some very good episode titles on this show.
True Saiyans fight alone, and then the next episode is called "The Battle for the Universe Begins," and then the next one's Vegeta's Respect. It's a whole bunch of things.
Some really bad ones too.
Yeah, that's very true.
Oh my god! But this is where we'll cap off on this, on this episode of The Lookout. Oh my god, this was a crazy one. This one was the zaniest, the one that was just like,
that would have been tough to get through without Pat, bro.
Listen.
Just getting through, not even necessarily, getting the kid Buu. Like, that stuff is goofy and all that, but, just going inside of his body and all that, man, it's like, I could have did without all that.
It's like it's a frustrating end to other stuff that's frustrating. Like, every fight before it is frustrating, and then they go inside of him.
Let me tell you this, Pat. You remember the episode... The episode that I mentioned where Kid Buu is brought back? They literally take a 4-month break between episodes.
Oh my god.
On television.
There's only 10 episodes left in the entire series.
And they go on a 4-month break.
Before...
Torture.
Listen, it is what it is.
We were like older too at that point. That was like a time in our lives when it was like not as easy to watch something every day at 5 p.m.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're 13, 14 years old at this point. Like, listen. And then that was it. And then I never watched Dragon Ball again because I've literally, from when it started airing in the United States in 1998 through like 2003, you realize, damn, I really watched this for like 6 years every
day
at 5 o'clock.
When did you guys start watching it? Like, I know, like, we kind of said what age we started watching, but when did you guys start? Like, do you remember which episodes you kind of came in on?
I remember coming in on it. Might have the series might have started over by the time I came on. I remember Raditz.
I came in on Frieza for sure.
I remember Raditz. I remember that entire thing. I remember. I want to say the episode that I came in on. I don't remember the specific one, but it was definitely around where Goku dies in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, that was probably like the second time they ran it, because I think they ran through part way through the Ginyu Saga like twice before they finished it.
Right. I remember reaching there, but I do remember it continuously restarting over. That's the weird part about it, because I remember it had to be like 3rd grade or 4th grade that I was watching this, and that's where I started. And I do remember it starting over before we eventually got to like Namek, and getting to Namek was a huge thing, because even getting to Namek was like 15 episodes in itself.
And maybe in their worst crime of all, they have the like 5 episodes or however long it is of like the fake Namek.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like, get the fuck out of here! Like, it's literally like 2 guys like
search for Dragon Balls.
Unbelievable!
Oh my god, bro! It's 2 random alien guys. I don't know what was their. It was like fake Dragon Balls, weren't they? Or did they help them?
Yeah, it was fake. It was like just
they're like living alone on this planet, and then like I don't think they have like a big goal in mind.
I think they maybe wanted to steal their ship. That's what I'm assuming.
That seems accurate.
Like, they had no way to get off the planet. They had no technological skills, so they just inviting people over who flying through space to steal their ship. That's what I maybe. But it's just so long getting through that. And listen, the Frieza arc in itself, I mean, that's a...
Yeah, no, that should... I mean...
But things happen, and it's pretty...
Yeah, it's different. You can sit through Frieza. I know it's long, and
it's pretty linear.
Content. Yeah, exactly.
And you get the part where Vegeta's like, he's still a bad guy, but he getting these cool moments where he's like a renegade against like the Frieza Force and all this other stuff. Like
when he gives Krillin and Gohan the Saiyan armor, it's so fucking awesome. And you're like, oh, he's not so bad.
And then they fuck him over and try to make a wish on the Dragon Balls while he's sleeping.
Yeah, dude.
And then he literally has to like dig himself out of the ground.
Oh my god. There's so much stuff. I love Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Watch Super, start Super, man. It's
I will.
So you can start Super and then
do it today.
Yeah, you can go back and like listen to our when you get to the Tournament of Power, you can start running through our episodes, our old ones.
Oh yeah, yeah, I will.
And
that's awesome.
We've ran a couple of them, but J5 went through Super. I don't know how he got it through it so damn quick, but he did.
Because he went through at the perfect time though, because he had to. It's there was so much going on, and we were getting to the tail end of the saga, and he finished right on time because he got to start, at a perfect time to get back into it.
Now is with the movie coming up, it's a perfect time to binge.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because a lot of things are going to make sense.
He'll definitely be done by time.
But Pat, thank you for coming through, man.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. This was awesome.
Oh my god, thank you for coming through. You can catch Pat on Late Fees. Is there a new episode that we can look forward to in this upcoming week?
We have an episode on Predator coming out. And then we're going to do an episode right around, so that Predator episode is going to come out like a week before this new Predator movie comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shane Black, one of the guys behind it, we're going to do an episode on him. He did like Nice Guys, and a lot of great stuff. So, and we actually just finished planning out our the rest of our calendar year. So yeah, we're pretty excited.
Listen,
things coming.
This sounds all good. Make sure you check out Late Fees on RNC Radio. You can subscribe to RNC Radio on iTunes, on Spotify, on Spreaker, on Google Play, I feel like there's one more, SoundCloud. There you go.
Yeah.
You can subscribe to all of that. You can continue to catch up on the news, when episodes are going to come out, and when episodes will be released for all of our other podcasts, like, The Lookout, like The A Show, like Perfect Play, like RSPN, which is coming back soon. Yes. And you could follow us on RNC Radio Live on Twitter, like Two Belts as well. Also there.
A lot of content.
Listen, Pat, thank you once again for coming through, man.
Hey, thanks very much, guys.
Listen, this has been episode 21 of The Lookout. We will see you guys next time with the final episode.
Finale.
The final episode
It's just us, right?
Of the Buu Saga. Yes, for right now.
Right now, who knows, right?
It is the final episode of the Buu Saga. We will get into the major fight between Kid Buu, Goku, and Vegeta in some very hilarious getting his ass kicked moments, and all the stuff that happens afterwards. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.